All right, what I'm about to show you isn't sexy. It's actually quite boring, but it's the only reason that we book 200 sales calls every single month in our agency. And it's the reason why our calendars went from looking like they were dead to having a pipeline we can barely keep up with. Look, you've seen the cold email gurus, right? Use this subject line, use this AI tool, which for this 25 signals and implement them into your copy. I'm gonna be real with you guys. We send over 1 million cold emails every single month in our agency, and I can tell you straight up that none of that stuff moves the needle. The people who say that stuff are usually sending around 400 emails a day. They have no idea what it works. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact cold email strategy that gets us 200 sales calls booked every single month. All right, guys. So this is the boring strategy that books us over 200 sales calls every single month on behalf of our clients and on behalf of our own agency. The reality is that most people sending cold emails are optimizing around the wrong things. They A/B test themselves into poverty, just like my mentor Daniel Facio likes to say. They obsess over the wrong personalizations at scale. It needs to be extremely personalized. Only this person, we gotta mention that he went to Harvard and this thing, none of that stuff matters. They wanna buy the most expensive, latest AI tools. That thing is gonna give them an edge. None of that matters either. The reality is that when you're sending volume at scale, you get really good education really fast. You really have to be exposed to multiple different offers and multiple different audiences to really understand what are the key traits that make somebody want to jump on a call with you, given that you're a stranger and you're emailing them from a shady email address, right? And I'm gonna break it down for you guys in this whole gamma doc, but it actually comes down to a mechanism that's completely repeatable for components, and we'll go through all of it step by step. First of all, the irresistible offer. That's the first component. What is an irresistible offer, right? It has 4 components, and I'll go through it very deeply, but you basically want to give away something that they would actually pay for. Like, your offer has to be so good that other people are actually making them pay for it, not a vague free audit that nobody wants, because guess what? Everybody offers that because it's free, like it costs them nothing. But if you could make your offer irresistible, things that you would do to make it irresistible would be these 4 things. Specificity. Make it very clear that they understand what is it that they're getting. Not, I'm gonna do SEO for you. I'm gonna do an audit. I'm gonna fix your Google business profile so you rank #1 in your city. That's very specific. That beats any marketing consultation, any marketing audit, any blueprint that you're gonna give to them, right? Tangibility. They must be able to picture exactly what they're getting. So a hoodie, a built-in automation, a recorded loom, a fixed profile. It needs to have asymmetric value. The perceived value must dramatically exceed the ask. Remember that you're asking to a stranger to jump with you on a call. So they must get a lot of value from you for not a lot of commitment from themselves. So if they're dedicating 15, 30 minutes of their day to you, to a stranger who might as well could be a scammer, you need to really be providing a lot of value for them to be incentivized to jump on that call with you. And last, 0 risk. So no commitments, no contracts, no pitch pressure. They show up to collect a gift because, well, they're just getting something for free. Now, a couple examples that we know that convert. If you're an agency and you're targeting restaurants, let's just say, I'll build you a 3-step automated review request for free. Who wouldn't want that? Like, if you're a restaurant owner, you get that email. Why would you say no to that, right? If you're a marketing firm that's targeting e-commerce business, send me your abandoned cart sequence. I'll rewrite 1 email for you, no strings attached. Who doesn't want that? Like, that's something valuable that somebody will charge a couple $100, maybe thousands, and you're giving it away for free. If you're a software firm targeting law firms, hey, I'll give away a free automation that will streamline your intake process. Wow. That's extremely valuable for us guys, because like that takes us a lot of time and you're giving it away for free. Like, it's a no-brainer, and that's basically the logic behind a very strong offer. It needs to be a no-brainer. Like, you literally need to feel stupid by saying no to the offer because of how good it is. And the psychology behind it is that reciprocity is one of the strongest human motivators. When somebody receives real value with no strings attached, they feel psychologically compelled to give something back. In this case, their attention and time. So the call becomes easier to say yes because it feels like they're receiving, not selling. All right, so the micro commitment email, it needs to have 4 components. So a specific pain, social proof, a free offer, and a soft ask, right? And I'll explain to you why each and every one of those are important. Specific pain. The reason it works is because it opens a loop in the brain of the prospects. Whenever he reads that line and he's like, oh, I have that issue, you can just say something like, hey, have you experienced XYZ issue? And if he says yes, well, there you have it. You already got his attention. Second line, social proof. By the way, we have solved this issue for XYZ business who is very similar to you, which now that's another yes. It's like, okay, they have some sort of competency in solving this issue for a business that's very similar to me, right? And then there's a free offer. What does that free offer mean? Well, we'll do this solution to this issue or part of the solution or something that's relevant to the issue completely for free to you. No strings attached. This is something of value that you're giving away for free to a stranger. And then a soft ask. What's a soft ask? I'm not asking you to get on a call with me. I'm not asking you to give me your social security number. I'm not asking you to commit to anything. I'm just asking you, hey, do you want to see this video? Or would you be interested? Does that sound appealing to you? You basically want people to convince themselves. So you don't want to convince people. They need to be convinced that this is a good enough offer for them to give their time away. And I'll show you an example of how this looks on an actual email. Hey, first name. Most whatever type of business owners I talk to are drowning in this specific issue. We helped this specific company cut that issue in half in 6 weeks, right? I'll do this specific valuable thing for you. It takes 15 minutes, costs you nothing. Does that sound appealing? Very straight to the point, has all the components. You have to be retarded to say no to something like this. That's what makes an irresistible offer. Now, what not to do on your emails. Don't explain your company. They don't care. Don't include multiple asks. Only one ask. Don't go over 100 words. People don't really have the time, and the deliverability standards today really will kill you if you get over 100 words. Now, volume over precision. One of the most underrated keys in actually booking calls. The hyper-targeted 50-person lists are a fantasy. The math doesn't really work. The time cost kills the model. Whoever tells you they're sending 1,000 emails a month and they're booking 50 calls is lying through their teeth or trying to sell you something. The reality is that in order for you to book a lot of calls every single month, you're going to have to be broad in your list building and in your targeting, right? So, and I'm gonna explain it here with math. Your 50-person hyper-targeted list of candidates that meet these 5 different criteria and have these 5 different signals, it's going to get 10% reply rate, of course, because it's extremely relevant to them. And it's going to get 20% conversion. Good, because you are selling something good. We're gonna get one call of that. As opposed to if you email 5,000 prospects with a very relevant, not necessarily that specific, but more broad offer, you're gonna get 2% reply rates. And if their offer is still good, even though you're a stranger and it's not as personalized, as specific, you're still gonna get 20% conversion rate. Just making the numbers, you're gonna get around 20 calls. So that's like a 20x difference in the amount of calls that you're gonna book on a month, you know? So it's the same offer, same email, 20 is the result, just from volume. Now, what does that mean? Stop trying to reinvent the wheel and making this 25 signal workflows, enrichments, waterfalls that basically get you nowhere. You spent 6 hours making the enrichments to book one call. That doesn't really work at scale. The right targeting strategy is you pick one clear niche, could be industry, company size, and geography. You target the decision makers only, so owner, founder, CEO, VP of any relevant function. You go wide within that niche, so thousands, not dozens of people. You use Apollo, Clay, or LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build your list at scale. And you refine based on replies, not assumptions. Let the data tell you who converts. Next component, fast, hard follow-up. Extremely important, extremely important. People underrate this. You have to be very short and direct. But the second someone replies, you really need to get at it. First priority would be calling right away. Something like, hey, first name, I saw you replied to my email and you were interested about XYZ thing that we're offering. My name is XYZ person from this company. I would be able to get you on a call to discuss this XYZ right away. Do you have time this day? That is the ideal thing. If you're not able to call the person because you don't have a sales team or you don't call, you need to be replying to that prospect within the first 5 minutes. Because I would like to remind you that you're a stranger emailing from a shady email address. So he's excited in those first 5 minutes. As time goes by, data shows that conversion drops dramatically. So that's first thing. You need to be very fast getting to that lead, but also you need to follow up. Meaning, okay, you send the first reply and the person didn't convert, didn't book a call. Well, now you wait 24, 48 hours, whatever your time you deem reasonable, you follow up a second time. Hey, first name, hit them with another angle. Like, our solution not only does this, but also helps this. Doesn't reply, doesn't work. Okay, wait another 24 or 48 hours, follow up again with that person. Hey, this is another angle. This is how it's also helpful. It could be a risk reversal. It could be anything. Doesn't work? You could even follow a fourth time. Try to cold call, try to connect with them on LinkedIn. There's multiple things, but you need to follow up and follow up and follow up until you get the call button. Now, here's a formula for us in terms of what works for most businesses. Let's say you are targeting home services, local businesses, right? It would be something like, hey, first name, most whatever plumbers, roofers, electricians I talk to are leaving 30% or 40% of their leads on the table because they're not following up fast enough. We help XYZ company, ideally needs to be one of the ones you mentioned, so plumbers, roofers, electricians, at $18,000 a month just by automating their follow-up. I'll build you the same system for free. It takes a quick 15-minute call. Does that sound appealing? Who would say no to that? It's a no-brainer. Like, you're literally telling me, hey, you're gonna help me recover 30% of my lead for free? It only takes me a 15-minute call? Of course I'm jumping on a call with you. If you're targeting e-commerce brands, hey, first name, are you still running the same Klaviyo templates from 2019 for your email flows? We help XYZ brand, you would like that brand to be very similar to them, at $40,000 a month just by rewriting 3 sequences. If you send me yours, I'll rewrite your welcome flow for free. Does that sound worth the look? Who would say no to that? Well, why this work when everything else doesn't? The reality is that most cold email advice is optimized for sounding smart, not for booking calls. They're actually trying to sell you on some sort of product. Now, why would this work at scale? This system's optimized for one thing, getting a yes from someone who doesn't know you yet. And here's why it works. It removes the friction at every step. It leads with value, not ego. It's built for volume without breaking, and it compounds over time. Now, the formula in one shot is nothing else than, hey, are you tired of this specific pain? Because we help this similar company get this measurable, tangible result, and I'll do this free, valuable thing, right? That's relevant to the issue that I just mentioned. It takes only 15 minutes. You pay nothing. Does that sound appealing? Like, it has the 4 components, and you can literally replicate this for any industry out there. It's boring, it's simple, but it works.